Welcome to Hy-Vee Today with Tony Tone. We're live inside Muscatine Hy-Vee on 2nd Avenue in Muscatine, streaming on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. Now, here's Tony Tone.
Is it Friday, which is exciting. I want to wish you all a very happy National Crab Meat Day. Did you know that? National Crab Meat Day is happening right now. It's Hy-Vee Today. Good morning, everybody. This is Tony Tone. Good to be with you. A lot going on today. The show is jam-packed with guests. Could be our longest one to date. We'll see. We also, man, it just smells good. I don't know what they're baking. Well, they're baking everything behind us in the bakery, but it's just a combination of good smells this morning, unless it's my first guest's cologne, which it could be. We have a pretty cool event happening today and tomorrow here at Hy-Vee. Fuel Up Friday and Saturday. For every $30 you spend, you get a 15-cent fuel saver. And again, as I say often, I'm not that good at math, but if you spent $60, you'd get a 30-cent fuel saver, and so on. That's where my math is going to stop. You can kind of figure it out. So come in and see us today or tomorrow. If you're watching us live on Facebook or Twitter or YouTube, hello. If you're catching this tonight on MPW, on the rebroadcast at 7:30 and 10:30 on Channel 5, stop in tomorrow on Saturday and say, hey, Chef Tess is in the kitchen, busy, broccoli, I see vegetables, must not be for me. What's going on, Chef? Okay. Ooh, some Lent items. Nice. Okay. Awesome. Okay. I think your mic's off. Check it out real quick. But anyways, we're doing some Lent stuff. It's all good. This is a live show. We're doing some Lent items, some peppers, some broccoli, and it's all going to be part of a cod dish for later. That's going to be great. And what's Tara's? Yes. Okay. Good. Oh, Tara, thank you. What's funny is that Muscatine County Sheriff C.J. Ryan had said to me off the air, "Where's the donuts?"
Breakfast of champions, right there.
Perfect.
That's a law enforcement
amazing.
breakfast.
That is good. All right, so we're doing a cod dinner.
Yes.
Okay.
Cod dinner for two.
Nice.
Complete meal. You just take it home, throw it in the oven. 20 minutes. It's ready to go. Super easy. And we're going to be demonstrating those and sampling them out from 3 to 5.
Okay.
Right here today in the store.
Excellent. And is cod one of those fish that's scary? It's hard to prepare, or no? Is it okay? Okay.
No, not at all. It's super tender. It's really flaky. The only thing scary about it is I don't recommend people throw it on the grill because it's hard to flip over.
Okay.
Just because it's so tender.
Gotcha.
Other than that, it's delicious.
So are you going to be doing it in the oven or on the stovetop?
In the oven.
Perfect. Okay.
Easy.
Awesome. Well, keep those vegetables away from me. You know I'm allergic.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. All right. Not really. So let's bring him on officially. Muscatine County Sheriff C.J. Ryan, first time on Hy-Vee Today. It's good to see you, buddy.
Hey, it's great to be here this morning.
I mean, I don't want people to watch this and think that this was my idea because you're in law enforcement to have donuts. Because don't forget, by the way, my dad is a retired Chicago cop, so I would never assume that folks in law enforcement enjoy pastries for breakfast, but
well, we do. This
Yeah.
is a traditional law enforcement breakfast.
Right.
So I have donuts, and you can't make fun of me because when I showed up, you were eating potato chips.
I was, yeah, okay. Well, listen, let me just get the shameless plug out of the way for Sturgeon's. I don't even know if I say it right. Sturgeon's from Burlington. They have
good.
Have you tried one of these yet?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so they have a brand new fryer, and all the chips are a little bit more crispy. So they're good. So thanks to Chris and everybody at Sturgeon's. You know, little product placement, never hurt anybody. How are things?
Things are great. Things are busy, but things are great.
So you had a kind of a busy night the other night. I don't want to get to that right away. I want to just start and talk about the department and the crew that you have that's out and about. You know, it's one of those things where I was in a pretty bad car accident on January 17th, and I didn't know who would respond. It was at the intersection of Mulberry and 61. So it was almost fair game for y'all. MPD showed up, but I didn't know who would show up. But it's sort of like you guys and girls are there when we need you to be, but otherwise you're just sort of out and about patrolling, making sure that things are going okay. And again, we don't want anybody to feel intimidated when they see a Muscatine County Sheriff's vehicle go by, or if it's driving behind them. You know, sometimes you get that feeling when you're coming down a road and you're like, what did I do? And you're just cruising around, maybe.
Right. Well, yeah, hopefully you do see the cars. Hopefully they're out doing their job.
Right.
But, you know, we have cities inside the county, so we have the City of Muscatine Police and the different cities like West Liberty and Wilton. They have their own municipal police departments. But the entirety of Muscatine County is patrolled by the deputy sheriffs.
Sure.
So we have 450 square miles inside Muscatine County, and it's our job to patrol that area. That also includes the cities inside the county. So we have jurisdiction throughout, and hopefully you'll see the cars out and about. That's what they do. We want to be visible and available to the public.
Accessible. It's a job, you know? I can't stress it enough. It's a unique job. It's a job that not a lot, well, I'm not doing the job, so it wasn't my calling, but it certainly was that of my father,
right,
of yourself, and a lot of other people. But when you wake up, that's the job that you go to. Just like I wake up and I come to this job, which is unique and different in its own way, but for everybody in your department, you know, they want to be able to come home to their family, to their friends each night, and that's what I think is important. You know, I just want people to have a good feeling when they see Muscatine County Sheriff's vehicles or deputies or yourself, you know, because that's you know, you have a job to do when you need to.
Right.
But for the most part, you're all just people. And
yeah.
I think that gets lost sometimes, doesn't it?
Well, and we like the people concept. We do have to go out and enforce the law, but we like people to know that our deputies are very approachable. Mm-hmm. If somebody has a problem, a question, or a concern, that they can certainly reach out to a deputy sheriff, and we'll do our best to help them. It's a priority for us, so it's required of our deputy sheriffs that they live inside the community that we police. So you can't live somewhere else. If you're a deputy sheriff, you have to live inside Muscatine County, because in addition to enforcing the law, we want them to be part of the community.
Right. Yeah, and I know that that's important. So we've known each other for a while, and I like having you as a friend, and most everybody else that I know.
You don't want me as an enemy. That's what
I don't want you as an enemy. No, I don't want to ever get a free ride in the back seat. Front seat of a vehicle, I'm fine with that.
That's okay.
The back seat, not so much. I also don't want the free bracelets, right?
Yeah. We have jewelry.
Yeah. You do. You have a nice line of jewelry. There was an eventful. You had an eventful evening the other night, where you talk about working with police department and sheriff's office kind of coming together. There was a robbery at a local gas station, and you guys were right there. So walk us through what happened. We can omit obviously some of the names and other info, but
well, it's truly one of the benefits of the new radio system. So now, whenever there's an event, a serious event such as an armed robbery, there's immediately an alert that's put out over the radio system. Mm-hmm. So in years gone by, those radio systems were separate. So there might be a bad event happening inside the city of Muscatine, and other law enforcement agencies don't know about it. Mm-hmm. So now that we've gone to the new radio system, we're operating on one channel, one frequency. So when a bad event takes place like that, immediately an alert is sent out, and it notifies everyone. Luckily, we happened to have a couple deputy sheriffs in the area, so we were able to immediately come in and assist the Muscatine police.
Yeah, and that sort of ended a lot quicker than it usually does in circumstances like that. I mean, about a half hour or so later, the suspect was apprehended.
Yeah, a tremendous job was done by the Muscatine Police Department. They immediately went in and looked at some video. We were able to identify a suspect. We had a sheriff's canine unit that was inside the city of Muscatine, and in very short order he was able to locate that suspect and take him into custody.
When you see the vehicle with K9 on it, that to me that's got to be a tougher gig. And not that it's tougher than most, but your partner has 4 legs, but man, those dogs are smart. They're sharp. They're a tremendous asset to law enforcement.
Absolutely. Ours is trained in multiple different things, such as tracking. So they were out doing tracks on that armed robbery case. It's also trained in narcotics detection, so it can do that as well. And it's trained in handler protection, so if somebody attempts to hurt that handler, the dog's going to intervene.
Wow.
And it's also trained in criminal apprehension. So if we have a suspect that's not cooperative, that dog will go and apprehend that suspect.
Don't run if you see the dog. What's the dog's name?
The dog's name is Makes.
Mace?
Makes.
Makes?
Yeah. M-A-I-X.
Makes. Yeah. Don't run.
Don't run.
You're never going to outrun Makes.
No,
It's
running
not
is
gonna happen.
bad.
Right.
And even
And
if,
it's not like Makes is going to be like, stop running.
no.
That's not what Makes is trained to do.
Makes is
is
not-
not trained to catch up to you and be like, you should slow down.
Yeah,
Right.
Makes is not very politically correct.
Right.
And
Yeah.
if you run, he will apprehend you.
Correct.
And we even have to teach the other law enforcement officers, if that dog's out working and he's
Right.
in apprehension mode, that the law enforcement officers can't run either.
Yeah.
So
Which would be no problem for me. I'd be like, I'm cool. I'm just going to keep strolling. Don't worry. Okay, so community outreach is important for you, Sheriff, and everybody that you work with. A couple months ago, I got to come over and judge some pumpkins that were painted in the office, and that was pretty cool. I got a tour of the facilities, which was great. You're always out and about, and I know that means a lot to you personally, but everybody at the Sheriff's office. So talk a little about that and any upcoming events that you'll be at.
we like to be very public. We like
Sure.
to be out in the public eye. It's part of our outreach program where we want the deputies to be accessible to people. So, for instance, last Saturday we were at the Fruitland Fire Department attending their soup supper. We always try and help volunteer fire agencies, EMS, the other law enforcement agencies that we work with. So April 7th, the Let's Fire Department is having a fish fry. That's their fundraiser. We'll have personnel there. April 14th, the Conesville Fire Department is having their get-together, and so we'll be there as well. March 24th, here in Muscatine at the Rose Bowl, the Bowl for Kids' Sake is going on, right?
Yeah.
So I think we have 1 or 2 teams participating in that.
Cool.
April 8th is the Special Needs Easter Egg Hunt in Muscatine.
That is a great event.
So we've been helping with that event for several years now. We've got a great kinship with those kids, and we like to go and help out with that Easter egg hunt. And then we've been involved for years, I think since the late 1980s, with Special Olympics in Muscatine.
Yeah.
So we always try and help that organization out. We're kind of going to be engaging in some fundraising right now that's going to lead up to May 14th, which is the Law Enforcement Torch Run for Special Olympics.
Yep.
So we'll have some canisters actually out in some local stores. They'll be labeled for Special Olympics.
You gonna have some here? Let's have some here.
I don't know
What do you
exactly where all they're going to be at,
Okay.
but they'll be out. They'll be
All right.
throughout the community.
Well, you're welcome to have them here.
Should we
We're
put it right
friends.
here on your desk?
You could.
Next to the donuts?
This. Yes.
We
Yes,
did it. We
that's
did a
fine.
good job last year. We had
Yeah.
like a tremendous fundraising year last year. When we got to the middle of May last year, we were able to present a check to Special Olympics for over $5,000.
Wow.
And that money stays local. It helps the Special Olympians here.
That is so significant.
So it's a
Yes, Special Olympics Muscatine is fabulous. Jason Miller and all the athletes that participate, they just were at state for swimming or qualifying for state. They were in Clinton last weekend, and basketball I believe is tomorrow. State basketball I think is tomorrow. So yeah, I mean there is a lot going on, and there's always a lot of opportunities to get involved. And for you as sheriff, I know again you have a job to do, and everybody has a job to do, but you encourage your staff to get involved as much as they can, volunteer their time. You have people that are on different committees, and we've been hanging out each winter when you'll get together with Viola Werner and a bunch of bicycle donations for the Salvation Army.
right.
And I know that that's a special time, but it's not just, again, a seasonal thing. You're involved constantly throughout the course of the year.
Yeah, we have stuff going on all the time, which is important to us. That's what we want to do. But yeah, the Toys for Kids, Viola Werner and the Salvation Army, we participate in that event every year. It's one of our major fundraising efforts next to Special Olympics.
Sure.
And this last December, we were able to donate 19 bicycles.
That's amazing.
For local kids in the area that need them. So that's a priority for us. We always try and do the bicycle thing. when we look back on Christmases of years gone by when we were kids,
right,
it's a great thing for a kid to have a bicycle.
Oh, it's unbelievable.
So
the freedom that you get from a bicycle, you know, and again, for most of us, the thought of not having a bicycle, well, it just doesn't exist in it. For the majority of us, you know, you'd have things on Christmas. But for a lot of kids in Muscatine County, that's a reality that they could wake up without anything.
Right,
So,
and you know, we just didn't want that to happen.
Right.
Due to, you know, circumstances of parents or not having quite enough money to stretch that year.
Sure.
We wanted to make sure that every child has the opportunity to have a bicycle. We think it's an important part of growing up.
Absolutely.
Certainly that moment where mom or dad teaches their child to ride a bicycle is a good family moment. And we promote that. We promote families doing things together. We hope it helps the kids grow up the right way.
It does. I just saw a comment on Facebook. Betsy says now if we can get a horse under an officer or a horse under an office, we'll be set for life. No more horses, right? I mean, would you have any benefit from having a deputy mounted up on a horse or no?
Well, you know, maybe in some type of search and rescue application.
Yeah.
But
Good call.
when we've got 450 square miles to patrol, sometimes trying to get there on a horse.
450.
Yeah, right. 450 square miles. That's what we patrol.
Think
So,
about that. So is it really broken up? Like whoever is on duty will have, you know, how many miles is each deputy responsible for as they're out? I mean, is it?
Well, we'll try and divide it into zones, but
Sure.
sometimes you've got as few as 2 deputies. So
Wow.
they'll divide the county in half,
Yeah.
literally, and that's a lot of area for one person to patrol.
It really is. I see that Lindsay Phillips from Big Brothers Big Sisters just tuned in. We just got done talking about Bowl for Kids' Sake. That's another one of those events where it's important to participate. Now, will you be bowling? Are you a bowler?
I told them if they wanted to lose that I could bowl. I think.
What if we were on a team?
Then
and
we
had
both
bumpers?
lose.
We had
Oh,
bumpers.
maybe if we
Yeah.
had the bumpers, we could be competitive.
That's right. Yeah, our team could be called Gutters and Strikes. What do you think?
Well, we have some people at the
Yeah.
office that are actually pretty good bowlers.
Okay.
And I think they wanted me to publicize it because we want to do our best to help Big Brothers Big Sisters.
Absolutely.
And the Bowl for Kids' Sake campaign. And having that in mind, they don't want to lose, so they don't want me on their team.
Well, I haven't bowled in a while, so I would be in the same category. We had a comment from a Sue Ryan who says, at Alyssa Fire Soup Supper March 10th starting at 5 p.m. So that's tomorrow. So we'll put that out there for at Alyssa.
I know Sue Ryan.
Yeah, I figured you did.
Yeah.
I saw her in here the other day.
Yeah,
out
she
to
told me
Sue.
that.
Yeah. And Judy, who is the shelter coordinator for the MCSA Domestic Violence Shelter, she says CJ is always supportive of the fundraiser that's coming up. That is also on April 7th for the shelter. So, again,
Yes.
You're the sheriff, Muscatine County Sheriff, 450 miles to take care of, keeping everybody safe, but you still have found enough time, because it matters that much to you, Sheriff, to be involved as much as possible. Now, you can't do everything. But y'all certainly do an awful lot, I would say.
Well, we're busy all the time,
Yeah.
and you know, sometimes my wife doesn't like that either, because literally we can look at every weekend
Sure.
and we're booked.
Yeah.
Usually because we're going to some event to help somebody else's fundraising efforts.
Yeah.
But they're all good fundraising efforts inside the community, and so we're happy to do them.
Absolutely, and I'm happy, again, to have the friendship that we've developed over the years. And I know that, and we could get into this in a whole other visit when you come back, just the importance of, the importance that the jail plays, the role that the jail plays, and how that kind of correlates to funding. And I mean, that'll be chapter 2, I think. Right?
Yeah, and we do a lot of good things. We're actually able to raise some revenue inside the jail,
Yes.
which helps the budget, which helps the taxpayer.
Mm-hmm.
But Muscatine County is the 14th largest county in the state of Iowa, but we run the 7th largest jail in the state of Iowa. So it's really a significant thing.
And that's why you'll see folks from different counties housed at Muscatine County Jail.
Right. We've got some federal prisoners downtown at the jail, and we have some prisoners from other counties as well. Because they're in the boat, these other counties where they have more prisoners than what they have jail space, so they're forced to kind of rent from us.
Right. Well, and it's just a nice facility. I mean, it's still got that new jail smell.
Right. You know, the main facility was built in 1996, but in 2009 we planned an addition that was completed in 2011.
Yep.
And so, yeah, it's not an old jail. It's not the Gray Bar Motel. It's a pretty state-of-the-art facility.
It really is. And again, I was just there judging pumpkins and getting a tour. I was not spending a free night.
Yeah.
Right,
well,
with 3 squares.
You were judging pumpkins on the good side.
Right. That's right.
The part where you can actually walk in and out.
That's right. That's right. I walked in and out under my own free will.
Then we took you to the other side
Yes.
so you could see what that was like, and that's the part where we don't have to let you out if we don't want to.
There was a point when I was getting the tour that somebody that was staying for a little bit was getting escorted back from wherever, and I'm 6'5", and he turned and looked at me as the deputies were walking with him and said, "Whoa, that dude is humongous." And one of the deputies jokingly said, "Yeah, he's in charge, keep walking." To which I laughed because...
We will use whatever we can to our advantage.
That's right. So if you ever need me, let me know. Maybe
You're
not.
always on call for us, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I got a beeper. You know I do. Can we pull up the Muscatine County Sheriff's Office Facebook page? I saw it on the monitor a couple times. So I know we had your website up. You are active on social media for sure, and I know that that's important in 2018 to have an active presence on social media, isn't it, Sheriff?
Yeah, our website, you can get to it or be directed to it at muscatinecountysheriff.com. We also have a Facebook page, and we try to be active on our Facebook page and let people know what our community events are, what's going on in the community, or if there's a crime problem or something that we are requesting the public's assistance with. We'll put it up on the Facebook page because it's a pretty timely way to let people know what's going on.
Absolutely. Officer Whitney Pena commented that she didn't get donuts when she was here, so she's jealous. And then a Caitlin Taylor said, "You did get a mugshot." I did get a mugshot on my tour.
Yes. Were you wearing a jeans jacket?
I was wearing a jean jacket. Canadian tuxedo. Have you ever thought about changing the prison getup from the orange jumpsuits to Canadian tuxedos?
Well,
Which
we
would
like
be a jean
orange.
jacket and jeans.
Orange is high-vis, but well, you and I know this, but probably not everyone knows this. My daughter hates the jeans jackets.
Right.
Right. Which makes me want to wear the jeans jacket more. And Tony is my partner in crime with that because we will wear the jeans jackets together.
You bet. I might have to get a different patch sewn on this side of my jean jacket. Maybe it says Hy-Vee, but yeah. Thank you for your time. It's good to see you, and thanks for all you do. It is a tough gig, without a doubt, and I don't know that firsthand, of course. I mean, like I said, my dad retired from Chicago Police Department, and each department has its own challenges. But again, at the end of the day, this is a job that you hope that each and every one of your deputies and your staff members are able to wake up, have a successful day, and then return home safely each night. I mean, that's what it's really all about, ultimately.
Exactly, and it was a pleasure being here. If you ever want myself or someone from my office to come back, we're always more than welcome.
I mean, based on the amount of things you have going on, this might have to be a monthly spot. You know, maybe, I don't know. You're so busy. Holy moly.
We do have a lot going on, and it's always good to let the public know what's going on. We're big on transparency, so you know we're available whenever you need us.
Good to see you, buddy.
Good to see you too.
Sheriff C.J. Ryan, thank you very much for your time. Please check out Muscatine County Sheriff's Office on Facebook, and there's the website. We have that pulled up for you. There's the Facebook page. Can we scroll a little bit, maybe? Check that out. That's the Sheriff's Patrol page. Yeah, there's also a page, Muscatine County Sheriff, so we'll get to that later as well. Let's take a shot of the aisle cam if we could as we get our next guest situated here in just a minute. Thank you, sir. Take one of those if you want to.
I will.
All right, please do. I figured it's either going to be you or me that's having a donut.
I won't lighten your load.
There you go. Thank you, Sheriff C.J. Ryan. And shout out to Ardith Slight, who was with us earlier as well. There's the website. You're looking at that. It's Friday morning at Hy-Vee today, and we are having a lot of fun. That is for sure. I want to remind you again, and we'll roll the video on this later, that tomorrow on Saturday we're doing breakfast with Herky in the Market Grill Express. That's going to be cool. Oh, we have the cart cam. We'll take a little stroll with the cart cam, a live look. Ooh, a little bit of traffic in the cart cam. Cart cam in action here at your Muscatine Hy-Vee It's a cool perspective for sure. So, yeah, as I was saying, the official Iowa Hawkeye mascot, Herky, will be here tomorrow from 9 to 11. Have breakfast with Herky, get your pictures taken, and we'll roll that video later in the show. Can we check in quick with Chef Tess before I introduce my next guest? We're cutting some carrots. How are you cutting those in a specific way, Chef? Okay. Okay. Perfect.
Dinner for 2.
Yeah.
And you throw it in the oven, all of the veggies are going to cook at the same time.
Perfect.
And just be, perfect. So that's kind of the idea here. So I'm just trimming these in half so they cook about twice as fast.
Could you hold up one of the carrots that you're cutting and point it towards Ryan? I forgot that we have the cart cam in action. Perfect. There you go. Yes. Those are not Cheetos.
No, they're not.
Okay. Thank you, Chef. All right. Our next guest is in the house. Grant, how are you, buddy?
I'm doing well. Thank you so much.
Thanks for being here. Grant Harkness with the Wilton Observatory Project. I was watching a video that you put together, and
What's that?
it was like a movie trailer. It got me so excited. I wanted to walk outside and just look up, and I'll tell you this, Grant.
It's all right. I'm not going to judge.
And I don't live in the country
all.
by any means, but there's a lot of nights when on a clear evening I can look up and I can see stars in the sky, and I don't know what I'm looking at, but I've always been curious about space, and I just want to talk about the Wilton Observatory Project, because in the video that I watched, I felt like you had some sort of super advanced looking telescope. Is that underselling what it's called?
No.
Okay.
It is an advanced piece of equipment, which
Yeah.
is great. It's the Meade LX600. It's a 12-inch. It's fully computer controlled, which is totally awesome. So the entire operation is point and click. I mean, essentially as easy as it is to operate an app on your cell phone,
Okay.
you can sail the skies and explore in an incredible way. And by the way, I'm really glad that I really appreciate the feedback on the video. I'm glad somebody watches.
Yeah, it was cool. I mean, so it seems like it was a passion project for you. Like
Exactly.
you personally are interested in looking into the cosmos, if you will.
Exactly.
And then you were able to sort of bring this into the fold with the Wilton Community School District, right? I don't want to tell the story. It's your story to tell. But yeah.
Well, my interest in astronomy began when I was really young,
Okay.
and it was one of those things where you beg your parents for something. Well,
Sure.
I had begged my mom. I really wanted a telescope.
Yeah.
Well, she broke down and got me a telescope, and I can still remember laying on my stomach in the backyard, looking up at the sky, and just being that audience of one. That
Sure.
wonder that you see, that you get to explore something that's so vast. And that experience stuck with me
Sure.
throughout my entire life. And then when I became an adult, bigger kid, bigger toys.
Right.
So we've
Yeah.
we expanded it, and now just to see that impact that it has on my own children.
Sure.
And it's this innate curiosity, just like you had spoke of when you walk out. That's a curiosity that everybody shares. So with the Wilton Observatory Project, what we're going to be able to do is we're going to be able to open up that avenue of exploration for generations of students, and not just the students at the Wilton Community School,
Sure.
but also surrounding school districts, because we're going to open this up for other school districts to come and to use our facilities, and not just the other school districts, but also the community as well. So we
Sure.
plan on having periodic star parties, essentially, where
Awesome.
we're going to open it up for the community. So anybody who wants to come out can
Sure.
come and explore, and we're going to have 24-hour capability. So we're going to have, there's a solar observation module that's mounts to it. So basically what that's constructed of, it's got several different filtration units.
Sure.
And it'll allow the students and any members of the public who are participating in our programs to actually watch the sun, which will be really cool. You can watch it in white light, and then you can watch it in something called H-alpha. You ever seen the really beautiful pictures of the sun?
I have.
Where
Yeah,
you
yeah.
see that surface texture, and you have those prominences that rise off the solar limb. Well, that is generally speaking in H-alpha. So this observatory will have that capability there. And the students will be able to record all that data as well, because we're going to
fantastic.
employ some amazing
Sure.
photography and videography apparatuses there, and it'll be really cool. It'll be really cool.
It seems like over the last few years / months, it's been a great time to be looking up. we just had a super moon a couple days or weeks ago, right?
Not very long. Not very long ago.
You'd go outside and you'd see the moon and think, whoa, it looks bigger than usual. Is everything okay? And without getting too far off subject, I'm also the kind of person that also believes that we're not alone in the universe. How could we be? I think there's some other intelligent life out there. I don't have anything. I don't have any proof of this myself, but I'm the kind of person that thinks if I was looking, into the stars and saw something that I couldn't explain, it wouldn't surprise me.
Right.
Because the universe is so vast, right?
Right. Well, and the students will actually be able to explore that. Another really cool thing, because there's so many interesting aspects to this project, and it's so atypical. This project, there is no other one like it in the nation in the way that we've designed it.
Sure.
So with the project, there's actually going to be a spectroscopy module, and the spectroscopy module, the students will be able to tell the composition of stars, so the chemical composition, based on their spectral signature.
It's fantastic.
Well, that's really cool.
Yeah.
They'll also be able to measure temperature. Now, when you talk about life on other planets, one thing that's very important is to understand the temperature. So how hot is that star?
Right.
And at what point does the habitable zone of that star begin? So to have the ability to calculate that and to show the students that they can take these measurements and explore the universe in that way is an incredible benefit, because that is the stepping stone into that search for extraterrestrial life. That is that stepping stone into that field, is to better understand these star systems, to better understand planetary systems. And this opens up that opportunity to them.
Okay, so Wilton Observatory Project on Facebook.
Correct.
You have a Facebook page, of course. Now, all of this is connected to, and I don't want to assume again, but STEM is very important to you: science, technology, engineering, and math. So this is more, because I don't want people to watch this and think like, well, in Wilton, they're just trying to look for aliens, because that's not what this is. This is all connected to educating kids and just having another way for them to learn different things. We do have the Facebook page pulled up, which is super cool. Please check that out when you're watching this live or later on the rebroadcast. So how are you able to integrate with the schools? And eventually, so it's a two-part question, will the observatory be housed within the school, or will it be an adjacent building or a different location in Wilton? What's the plan or the dream?
So it's two parts. What we're going to have is we're going to actually have an observatory that sets out on the southeastern portion of the school's property.
Perfect.
And that observatory is going to have a roll-off roof. So essentially, if you think of a garage, that the roof rolls off. It's a pretty simple concept. Now, all of our instrumentation and the telescopes will be stored in there, and our primary telescope will be stored in there.
Okay.
And that's where it's actually mounted. Now, the operation of that telescope can be local, so kids can actually go out and put an eyepiece into the telescope. We're going to have that visual astronomy aspect, and they're going to be able to actually get hands-on with it.
Yeah.
But then now when you come into the more advanced sciences, where we're recording the data and we're really getting into more advanced study, we're actually going to have a command center. Now the command center is going to be inside the school.
Great.
And that command center is basically, we're kind of piggybacking off that NASA concept. So we're going to have a command center. We're going to have a command and control center. Now the command and control center in the command center is going to have basically, it's going to allow students or student groups to control all aspects of the operation of the observatory. So those students are going to be able to choose targets, monitor targets, move the telescope, do all the operational aspects. Then we're going to have data acquisition. So the data acquisition aspect of the program, what that is going to allow those students to do, they're going to be operating the spectrographs. They're going to be operating the videos. They're going to be operating all of the camera equipment and collecting that data. And so they have all of these different functions, and this the teacher or the visiting instructor will have operational capability as well. And then within the command center, they're actually going to have data processing capability. So we're going to have Exelon generation. So Exelon Quad Cities has graciously donated 15 computer workstations.
Fantastic.
So those 15 computer workstations are actually going to go in, and we're going to get them all fitted up with a really cool selection of software. And the students will actually be able to take all of that data and process it down. So you're talking about all the beautiful pictures that people come to think of space. They have all the beautiful pictures. they'll be able to do that. They'll be able to analyze all the spectral data. They'll be able to, one really awesome aspect, automated asteroid hunting.
Wow.
So how cool is that?
Yeah.
How cool is that?
Well, I think it's so great. And again, this is like, this started as it's got to be so great for you to have this start as an idea and then immediately, and I don't know if it was immediate because of how school systems can work, but to have Mr. Snavely and everybody in Wilton embrace what you're passionate about and get excited about it, because again, it is going to benefit the students, not only in Wilton and the surrounding communities. So what a wonderful way to be able to enrich their educational experience, because again, I don't want to say for the majority of students, but certainly for a lot of them, they might not experience, stargazing or using a telescope or, having some of the experiences other students will. So, and I know that that's obviously important for you as the person behind this grant, but then also, as just someone that's curious about space, a parent yourself, you want to have this afforded to all kids, right?
Absolutely, and we're going to have full K through 12 integration. Awesome. So we're developing a program that we're going to be exposing these younger grades, which it's atypical. Our approach is incredibly atypical in that we will be exposing kindergartners, first graders, second graders to topics such as heliophysics. Now, all of the fine eccentricities that lie within those topics might not be understood, and that's 100% perfectly fine, but it's to show them the capability exists. It's to give them that experience, and it's a strategic compromise, is how I've framed this. It's a strategic compromise because from an astronomy standpoint, you wouldn't want to necessarily place an observatory inside the city limits, and certainly not next to buildings and so on and so forth. But by placing the observatory where we're placing it, it opens up that access to the students.
Absolutely.
And it goes from being the field trip to the observatory, where you have that inspiration, you have that fun, oh, this is so awesome, but it's something we only do once a year. This is something that I don't get the opportunity to fully participate in. So by placing all of this equipment on the grounds of the Wilton Community School, and then placing this equipment into the hands of the students, teaching them how to run it, and letting them go, these students will be able to actually make their own scientific discoveries. They're going to be able to take that data, feed it in, and hunt for asteroids, hunt for comets, look for planets. All these very, very interesting aspects.
You're so right, and the analogy of the field trip makes total sense, because you would get so excited, you'd get on the bus, you'd get to the field trip, and then it's over before you know it. And if you were me, who gets a detention on a field trip? How did I get that was 6th grade. It's a long story.
A little bit too much fun.
Yeah, it's a very funny story, but maybe for later. Okay, so as we wrap, Wilton Observatory Project on Facebook. At this point, are you looking for people to help financially or volunteer if they're connected to the STEM fields, or what?
Well, right now, absolutely any help. Any help is appreciated. We've had a really robust response when it comes to volunteerism. We've had individuals reach out to us from Quad City Astronomical Society, and they're gonna be helping. They're gonna be very, very integral to this whole entire process, as far as setting up and operating and just offering their knowledge.
Absolutely.
But at this point, absolutely, we're certainly looking for fundraising. We're in that fundraising process. We have a trivia night that's coming up. It's going to be Saturday, May 12th at 6 p.m. at the Wilton Community School in the cafeteria. We're going to have the trivia. We're going to have 50-50. We're going to have silent auctions. So it'll be a fun time. Come on out.
Yeah, and if you have like a flyer for that, send that to me and we'll talk about it on the show as you get closer to it.
All right, absolutely.
Thank you for coming on, buddy. This is fascinating to me because again, I live in Muscatine.
We could make you an honorary observatory ambassador.
Yeah, well, I just like to have my own star, if that's okay.
Well, we'll work on that.
All right. I could have a Tony Tone star.
A Tony Tone star, that works.
Very small star that shines bright. No, but I do oftentimes, again, walk outside And when it's a clear night, I can see the stars above, and it is a cool experience. I need to come out and check out that.
Absolutely,
that
we'd love to have you out.
Cool,
We'd
buddy.
love to have you
Thank
out.
You
and
so much.
Any member of when we have these community nights, any member of the community, you can come on out. You can experience it, and we're going to be doing stuff in the day and at night as well.
Fabulous. All right, Wilton Observatory Project on Facebook. Check it out, and it's really an easy page to find and navigate. That's for sure. Thank you for your time, buddy.
Thank you for having me.
Appreciate it. All right, so check out their Facebook page, and the YouTube video is awesome. Let's look back at Chef Tess, who's cutting up some red peppers. It looks like you have such a vegetable medley. I know that I joked that I not a big fan of vegetables, but of course they're an important part of a balanced diet and everything. And when you're cutting them up so nice like that, is that a julienne cut?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. And then, again, these cod dinners are going to be available. You're going to be demoing this later. Stop by the chef station in the part of the store. That's where you're at.
Yep.
And the demoing starting at 3?
Yeah, 3 to 5 today.
Okay. And in just a couple minutes, you're going to come over and sit down with Brian McNally. Sound good?
Yes.
I told you it's a full show today.
I know.
We're busy. Okay. So thanks again to Grant Harkness for joining us. Wilton Observatory Project. Super cool. Yeah, I want you to learn more about that for sure. It's a very exciting time, and Grant did an excellent job. Our next guest is seated. She's here, Hy-Vee Pharmacy Manager Nicole Duhlmeyer. What's up?
Hey,
how are you? Good. So
Friday.
I know, I'm so excited. The weekend is here. I was here yesterday, then I left early, and then I came back to the store, and there were a couple people in the drive-thru at the pharmacy. There were a couple people waiting in line. Everybody was getting taken care of. I know that the pharmacy is not always like that kind of intensely busy, but it was just cool to see that everybody, I mean, your staff was so engaged, and I was just walking by, and as I always do, I just kind of like look around, and I just thought like, wow, this is like a great moment to have like the pharmacy showing its like capabilities, like both drive-thrus rocking, and then taking care of people inside.
That's it. We just, all day long, we just try to take care of customers. Yeah. And, there's kind of waves throughout the day where, we have 5 or 6 people waiting in line. And then we have periods of the day where we can help the first person that comes to the line. So it is great, though, when we have so many customers coming in. So.
Well, it makes the day go by quicker. And that's what you're there for, is to, whether somebody's picking up a prescription or has questions or is just stopping by to say hi. I know, and again, your staff just does such a great job. When folks are at the pharmacy, they're going to notice you got a little sign up there, and you're talking about Shingrix.
Correct.
Shingrix, that's how you say it?
Yeah, that is the new shingles shot.
Yeah, so now, for someone like myself that's 34, do I need the shingles shot yet or no?
No, not yet. This new shingles shot,
That's
so if
good.
you had previously had the shingles shot that was called Zoster, that one has been upstaged now. There's an even better one out there. So it just came out in January, and it is indicated for patients that are 50 and above.
Okay.
So every single person that is 50 and above should get this immunization. It is a 2-shot series.
Okay.
So last time you only had to have 1 shot. This time you have to get a shot and then wait 2 to 6 months, and you'll get an additional shot.
Perfect.
But this is 97% effective.
And as we age, things like shingles, not only is it an inconvenience, but it's not something that you ever really want.
Correct.
And if you're able to essentially prevent yourself from having to deal with it, and by the way, you can get the shot here.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
You can come here.
It's that easy.
We have it in stock.
Yeah.
Most insurance plans we're finding are covering it. So a lot of times it's no charge to you.
Sure.
In addition to that, we don't need a prescription from your doctor. So literally you come in, you fill out the paperwork, and we'll get you taken care of. With this one also, we'll give you a call back to remind you to get that additional shot.
Because there is that follow-up shot.
Exactly,
exactly. And I just want to reiterate, when we say that you can get a vaccine or vaccination or shot or whatever at Hy-Vee, near the pharmacy, you have sort of like a consultation area
that
has. It's like an office. You go in, close the door, and you can get. It's not like you're going to get the shot out in the open.
Yep, it's completely private. It's
exactly.
just exactly how a doctor's office would be. The only thing we don't have is a bed in there. So.
Right.
Wouldn't that be nice for our breaks?
Yeah. Oh, and there we go. We have the cart cam is in the pharmacy. So that is pretty cool. And again, the Shingrix vaccine, 97%.
Yes.
I mean, this is your field of expertise for sure, but it seems like it's not that often that something is like 97, 98% effective.
No, that's why this is so important that everyone gets this vaccination. And we have a huge new thing that I need to tell everybody about.
Okay.
As of Monday, everyone is eligible for Fuel Saver on their prescriptions.
Cool.
Every single time.
Okay.
So it used to just be people that had commercial insurance.
Sure.
So now Medicare and Medicaid patients are eligible for Fuel Saver.
Nice.
So that means every time you get a prescription, you're going to get money put onto that Fuel Saver card.
Yeah, and again, it's not that common when you're picking up a prescription that it's going to save you money at the gas pump.
Correct.
It's a weird, that's even like a weird thing to say, but it's true at the Hy-Vee pharmacy. So
Correct.
If you're the kind of person that's taking a couple different medications on a monthly basis, get them filled here, and then they'll save you on gas. Like it's just, gas
it's a no-brainer.
Gas is never going to be cheaper. That's the thing.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
if you can make it cheaper for yourself, you should.
Why wouldn't
now,
you?
Okay, so if there's somebody that's watching this live or catching the rebroadcast on MPW Channel 5 at 7:30 and 10:30, and they are like, well, I don't go to the Hy-Vee pharmacy.
Yes.
It's easy to transfer, right?
So easy.
Okay.
All we need is for you to call in.
Sure.
264-5810 is the pharmacy's direct line. And you'll speak with one of the pharmacy staff members, and you'll just tell us where your prescription is currently at,
Sure.
and we will call and transfer it for you.
Perfect.
So you don't have to do anything.
Oh, it's really that easy. And we have another look at your part of the store in the pharmacy. Hey, Chad, see if Ryan can kind of go towards the desk, because I just want to show him sort of where the Shingrix and the other vaccinations take place. Yeah, again, delivery, something that we've talked about.
Yeah,
worth
free delivery,
stressing though.
yes.
So maybe you can't make it in. You're going to still get the Fuel Saver.
Correct.
And now we're going to deliver the prescriptions to you. That is a great shot of the pharmacy. Thank you. So delivery is important though, isn't it?
Delivery is huge. We have so many patients that are either elderly and no longer drive, or also
Correct.
the young moms that have a sick kid and maybe have other kiddos at home too.
Right.
That's just a service that we like to provide to our customers to make sure that they're getting their medication when they need it. So that's completely free.
Yeah, and the other thing to consider is, oftentimes, you maybe here's a scenario: you're taking a sick kid to the doctor, and they'll say, "Where do you want your prescription to be sent to?" That's where you can step in and say, "Hy-Vee Pharmacy on Highway 61 or 2nd Avenue," however you identify us, the big store.
The big store,
which is
yep.
fine too.
Yep.
But yeah,
Exactly.
I want people to remember that as well. Let's take that shot. Can we go back to that pharmacy shot? That looked good. Hold on, let's take a look. All right, so they're hiding out.
Yeah. It looks like Stacy's at the front counter helping somebody.
Yeah, so this is good. Have him pan like behind him just for a second. I want to make sure we're not showing anything we shouldn't. So yeah, there's a look at the pharmacy. We are testing the limitations of how far our signal reaches inside the store. There's Sam as well. So right, Shingrix vaccine, Fuel Saver, and delivery, and then again the double lane drive-through.
Yes. Drive-through is huge.
It is all about the convenience for the customer, sure.
That's why we're here, is to take care of the customer, and anything that we can do to make the process easier for the customer, that's what we're going to do, within legal limits.
That's right.
There's always the legal side
Yeah.
that gives us some limitations.
Yeah,
so.
Absolutely. Okay, all right, let's take one more live look in the pharmacy. There's a dry erase board. Have them look for the dry erase board to the right of where he is, where it talks about the Shingrix. I just want to see if we can get a shot of that. Keep going. So you're going to see there's the...
He's almost there.
Almost there. Wait, one more right turn. It's on the wall.
Right of the...
This is so awesome. I love this live aspect. Yeah, we're going to make a full left circle.
Oh, now he's going back to the right.
There you go.
Oh,
To the
he is
left,
almost
to
there.
the left, to the... There it is. There's
There
the
it
sign
is.
right there. Perfect.
So that sign
Yes.
right now talks about the Shingrix, but
Yes.
in the future we're going to update that weekly. We're just keeping that on there about the shingles shot because
Perfect.
it's so important
Yes.
right now, but every week in the future that will change with updates. So
Oh, we're learning our directions today on Hy-Vee today and testing the limits of our range on the cameras. All right. Thank you, Nicole, for being here.
No,
Hy-Vee
thank
Pharmacy,
you.
very busy, but always ready to help out new patients or patients that have been coming here for years.
Exactly.
And again, fuel saver. So if you played this right, think about this. We're doing this thing today and tomorrow, Friday, Saturday. Spend $30, get a 15-cent fuel saver.
Yes.
So maybe you spend $90, and then you're picking up some scripts. All of a sudden, gas is getting a lot cheaper.
All of that gets added in. Pharmacy is included in that $30 off. So definitely stop by.
Yes, spend $30, get 15 cents, and don't forget about the Shingrix vaccine. And plug the number one more time for the pharmacy direct line.
264-5810.
Nice. I like how this is your second time and you know what camera to look at. Everybody's like a pro today. This is excellent.
We do what we need to do.
We've had some great guests. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for having
I'll
us
talk
again.
to you in a little bit, okay?
Sounds good.
All right, let's see where the cart cam is at. Maybe they're heading back this way, or we can take a look at the aisle cam either way in the pharmacy still. This is great. And again, the technology that we're using to do this show, we are truly testing the limits of the range because we are set up across from the pharmacy. And there's a look at the aisle cam, which just looks wonderful. Chef, if you want to grab Brian and head over, that's super cool. We're going to have Chef Tess and Brian McNelly on as our last guests of the day to talk about an Irish cheese event that they have coming up on March 14th. You're taking a live look at the aisle cam here at Hy-Vee today. This is Tony Tone. We're having some fun. So when you think about Irish cheese, well, first of all, there's a couple things. You're going to think about St. Patty's Day because that's coming up very soon, right? St. Patty's Day next Saturday, the 17th. And there's a lot of different ways that you can go when you're celebrating St. Patty's Day. When Mike Church was here the other day, he, of course, was talking about some brisket, some corned beef sandwiches. You know, you can do that. You could do some green beer if you want to, some Guinness, some Smittix. That's another good Irish beer. And you want to have a seat right here, and then maybe we'll grab that other chair for Chef as well. So yeah, so it's a lot of fun. And Chef, when you come over, grab that sign as well. We'll put that on the table. I know you got your hands full. Oh my gosh, look at these cheese boards. So Brian McNelly is your deli manager here at Hy-Vee, and Chef Tess, who's a regular on the program. I feel like, not that you don't know who Chef Tess is, but you know, Chef Tess, everybody. She's here all the time. It's great. And Brian's been on a couple of times as well. Last time we saw Brian, he was sample bombing the show.
I was.
Thanks for stopping by. Okay, so we have the sign set up here for the Irish cheese tasting event. It is coming up on the 14th, correct?
Correct.
Okay, and this is a ticketed event, and it is limited to how many people? Like 40 or
40?
so?
40
It's
is
about-
what the club room holds.
Yes.
That's our max capacity.
So they need to get their tickets where at?
Come back to the deli.
Okay, and
I
that's
have a
right where
sign-up
we
sheet.
are, really?
Yep.
Yeah.
Around the front of the deli, I have a sign-up sheet
Okay.
and tickets we'll give you.
Okay.
And take them through the register.
Excellent. And how much are the tickets for this?
$10 a piece.
Okay.
We're going to have something at the end to give out. Not quite sure yet. Keeping that suspenseful.
Are you keeping the secret from us right now?
Yeah.
Perfect.
between all the cheese and wine and hors d'oeuvres and the special take home, it'll be well worth your $10.
All right, Ryan, pan down a little bit because I want everybody to see what you brought. So you brought some Irish cheese, but
Yes.
you also have these boards. And this is not something that you might think you could find or put together yourself or have us do for you inside your Muscatine Hy-Vee, but you guys absolutely do this often, and it just looks so good. So what do we have
pretty nice.
here? I'm assuming I see a little bit of mustard, but what else?
Yeah, I'll start with this
Yeah,
one. This
start
is
with
just
that one, please.
an Irish cheese board I put together using some of the Kerrygold cheeses that we will be doing at our cheese tasting.
Yeah.
We have the Dubliner, Kerrygold Swiss, and the aged cheddar in the front. Just a little bit of Genoa salami, some dried apricots, and dill pickled green beans. And it just you put it all together, it makes a nice little tray. I'd say for about 2 to 4 people, that'd be a nice little, a little snack,
Tony
little appetizer.
size.
Exactly.
Yeah. And then next to it, you kind of have
Sure.
everything kind of set up, right? A little cracker.
Italian dry salami,
Okay.
a little natural wafer, a Dubliner cheese. I was trying to remember what cheese I put on
Yeah.
there, and a pub mustard. And just together, it's a nice, super easy, elegant little bite that I think works really well together. So
You're also pairing some wines, which is great. And then, Chef, you're going to be doing some hors d'oeuvres.
Yeah, so like little small bites, like similar to this.
Cool.
I also try and use some of the cheeses and actually cook dishes and offer them in a tasting portion as well.
Awesome.
It is well worth the $10.
I was gonna say
It
for
is-
$10,
it is
this
well
is a
worth
heck of a
it.
deal. And I'm just gonna hold one of these up and sample it probably if that's
Do
okay.
it. Try. Absolutely. That's what they're for.
Oh darn it! So I don't know who wants to come in tight on that one, but it just looks. Ryan, you got me. Okay, look at that. So this has got it all going on right here. Let me turn that a little bit. Get your tickets, and you're not gonna. Wow, this is a one biter, right?
Sure.
Okay,
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, I did it in one bite. You can.
Well,
handle
don't make
it.
me feel bad. And don't get a tight shot of me doing this bite. I look ridiculous when I mean. Oh, he's real close. All right, whatever. I'm going in. Whoa.
Yeah.
That's so nice. Wow. And also, Brian,
It's simple, but delicious.
you have a really cool set right now towards Starbucks that's just got
Yeah.
Irish cheese. There's some Guinness in there. It looks really good. You got a leprechaun above it.
Corned beef and cabbage.
Everything you need for St. Patrick's Day. The Kerrygold cheese, actually, this is our. We're featuring Kerrygold all month, the whole month of March.
Okay.
These are all $3.99. Our normal price is $6.99 on all the Kerrygold.
Wow.
It's a fantastic imported cheese.
That goes well with a variety of things, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Then they're all pretty. I would say that they're all pretty mild and acceptable to a palate that might not be used to. Like
Sure.
if you're a beginner to artisanal cheeses, every single thing on this line is going to be appropriate for someone who is kind of getting their feet wet for the first time.
Thank
Yeah,
you for
I
saying
agree.
that. Okay, again, when you walk into the deli cheese area, there's a lot of options. It can kind of feel overwhelming. But when you ask the right questions and you try things, try it. Sample.
Yeah.
Like, we can't stress it enough. We want you to try something that you're going to like. And there is the set that we have that Brian has put up
yeah.
right
Looks
across
nice.
from Starbucks. It looks really good. You can see some Guinness. You can see some of the Kerrygold. And again, why don't we hold up one of the? Let me see the package of Kerrygold. Yeah, let's just kind of hold these up. So this is the Kerrygold Swiss. It is imported from Ireland. Sweet and nutty taste. So just check that out. I mean, these are the things that you're going to find here.
This one's aged about 3 months on the
Okay.
Swiss, so it does have a little more intense Swiss flavor than you would find from a package, just regular.
And then this is the Dubliner. The Dubliner. Hey, look, I'm Irish. I got a giant Irish crest on my right arm tattooed that says McCarthy. That's my mom's maiden name. So if I do a little accent, don't hold it against me. And I really like that pub mustard you had. This is a reserve cheddar, aged over 2 years. Now, Brian, just because something is aged for 2 years or X amount of months doesn't mean that it's bad, right?
It means it's great. I mean, in the cheese world,
Yeah.
most time, I mean, that means it's. This one is. We have another cheddar too, just their aged cheddar. This one is a little more robust.
Yeah.
So if you're not sure, ask. We'll give you a sample.
Yeah.
And I have a sample there, Tony, if you want to try it.
I do want to try it, Brian.
It's that front
you can
one.
see it's a little bit more dry.
Bring it
It
on
is.
down to Sample Town. Which one?
This one right in the front.
This one right here?
Yep.
This is the 2-year-old one?
It is.
Okay, I'm going in.
Oh,
Let
it's
me smell it.
wonderful, man.
Ooh, I got a little piece of my shirt. Yeah, that's for later. That's for later. All right, let's see. Are you laughing at me over there? Okay. Oh, that's good. You can't tell that it's 2 years old. Right? That's good. I am not the person to be reviewing cheese, but I like it. And there's not a lot of stuff that I sampled in the store that I don't like. That's what I'm saying. This is fun. Look at how good that looks, right? Whether you put it together yourself or you let Brian or Chef do it, I mean, I'm just telling you. A grocery store, pharmacy, yep, wine and spirits, we've got it. But you really want to elevate the next time you're having friends over. You can impress them, and it's not going to break the bank either, right?
It won't.
And you don't need much.
No.
That's the thing is like you don't need much.
Right.
You can put together a really really nice assortment for not a lot of money.
Yeah.
And when I do the in-home caterings that I do, I always start off with a really really nice cheese and charcuterie board, and people are just like, oh my gosh, you guys can do this, and it's like
Right.
yes we can. We can do them as small as this.
Sure.
We've got like a 2-foot board that I take on my caterings.
Whoa.
We can do something like that. I mean, if you have no idea about cheeses and charcuterie meats, there are plenty of people. Just ask us. I mean, that's what we're here for.
Right. That's what we're all here for.
Yeah.
Ask the questions,
Yep.
and then again, most times where Brian and Chef are, or Don or whomever back here, you're going to get to sample.
Yeah.
That's just it, right? We want you to try things, like I said. All right, Ryan, let's take a shot, if we could, of this the flyer that we have, which we also have on Facebook. and throughout the store. Irish cheese tasting Wednesday, March 14th at 5:30. Get a ticket near the deli/cheese island. Only $10. You're going to get some wine pairings. Chef Tess is going to be hooking it up. I mean, it's really, again, for $10, you are getting your money's worth.
And it's going to be super fun.
It is going to be fun.
Not to mention, we have fun when we do events.
A lot of fun.
So it's going to be a good time.
Well, you're both just great people, and we all get along, and I imagine. And I haven't attended one of these, by the way. So